When a great adventure is offered, you don't refuse it. Amelia Earhart. This is Christopher with the first episode of a series I'm calling Invite the Light, Mission Possible. And I love this quote because it's basically exactly what I'm doing. A great adventure has been offered to me, and ready or not, I have taken it up. So the last time I was on camera like this was to share with you all about the Christmas celebration that happened just recently. And I mentioned in that video that I had plans to travel to India. So that's still true. The departure is only 2 weeks away now. So I'll leave for India on the 29th of January. And as many of you know, this is after a multi-year struggle with Lyme disease where I literally had to fight to get my life back. And that only recently happened, where I felt comfortable enough to make such a trip. I've been getting better and better and better and having setbacks here and there. But recently I have felt, thanks to meeting this incredible doctor, which is outside of the scope of this episode, I feel like I have finally gotten on the other side that everybody talks about of this illness. So I've decided to make this relatively big trip back to India. As many of you know, I lived there for close to 10 years, so it's not unfamiliar territory. But a lot has changed over the past 6 years. I have changed a lot. I'm not going in the same physical condition that I had last time. And the world is also a much different place, to state the very obvious. So the reasons why I'm going are, number one, to continue this healing journey out there, and I'll talk more about that later. Um, I have a lot of close friends and family members there, not literal family members, but heart family members. And I just feel like I need to be in their presence again. I've been living here at my mother's house in the Hudson Valley of New York, Tivoli to be specific. So I've basically been living in a kind of isolation all these past years, and I'm just longing to be back in community again. And I will certainly find that when I get back to India. So that's reason number two. And reason number three, which I will be talking quite a bit about on this series, is to work on the organizational objectives I have for this nonprofit I founded called Matab. So that will be a larger story that I get to. And I wanted to share just one anecdote about that now. So in the past, to make these trips to India possible and also to Kenya, I was backed very fortuitously by a family foundation in Connecticut that used to pay for all of my personal expenses, including travel and, um, on the ground expenses. And they did that for close to 10 years. And it was an incredibly lucky arrangement that I have. A lot of people used to ask, how do you sustain this lifestyle living overseas like this and just being able to do service activities? Don't you worry about your career and your retirement and all of that? And the answer was no, I don't, because I always felt like if you are living in alignment with your calling, and that's basically what I've been doing all of this time, following a calling, that you will be provided for. And I was, and this family foundation was the main reason I was able to live the way that I was living, which was somewhat out of the box because I didn't have a formal job. I was full-time working, but I wasn't working for money. I was working to make the world a better place, and money was coming to support that effort. So, unfortunately, that arrangement with the Family Foundation is no longer available, and I am having to dip into personal emergency savings to make this trip possible, to the tune of several $1,000s. So it's a big deal for me because I don't have a lot of money in savings. And I am going out on somewhat of a limb based on the trust that come September, I will have located the funding to take care of myself moving forward, as well as the agenda of this organization we call Matab. And I'm going to be talking about that agenda in detail during later episodes. The main message that I want to relay to you is that you all have been following this journey of mine since 2009. And that was when I went to Rwanda for the first time and worked with several hundred orphan survivors of the 1994 genocide. And I have been broadcasting my journey ever since then, now 16 years long, which to me is incredible. This has been going on now for 16 years, and I don't intend for it to stop. Um, if anything, to go even deeper than I was before, no matter what's going on in the world. And by the way, I think what's going on in the world, as difficult though as it is, gives people like us who are in the world of service and giving and trying to make the world a better place, it gives us all the more reason to dig deeper and put ourselves out even more, because the world needs people, small, medium, or large, I think, to step up and try to do some good in the way that they feel called. And if the illness has given me a gift, it is that it has clarified my purpose to to the point beyond crystal clarity. Basically, I have been given a second chance at life. That's two now. I hope I don't have to go for a third, because I've really gotten the message that was given to me over the course of the past 6 years through the trial of intense pain, intense suffering, going to the edges of hopelessness and despair, and all of these things that I will get into during later episodes. It has taught me that with this second gift of life, my purpose is simply to pay forward all of, or share forward all of the kindness that I received to get me to the place where I am in now. Not everybody gets a second chance of life. I was deep in suffering, deep in hopelessness, and I was literally sent a life vest from the universe, pulled back to shore, made right, made proper, and now I'm ready to travel again and resume my duties in the field. Yes, to enjoy myself, because I love doing this work. I love sharing I love sharing it with you in particular. And I've been given this chance to serve, to love, and to share my abilities and gifts for the rest of my life. That is my intention, and that is the gift of this illness. And my invitation to you to wrap up this video is to join me on this great adventure, this journey into the unknown. I have been living in the unknown more or less ever since I made the decision to live a full-time life of service. And now it's going a level deeper, because the world is really uncertain right now. We don't know what's going to happen. There are climate change factors. There is geopolitical fragmentation, uncertainty, risk. There is economic uncertainty all over the place. That does not faze me for a moment, because I feel aligned in my heart and in my purpose. I know I'm doing the right thing. I have 100% clarity about that. And my trust and faith that by dipping into my personal savings with the intention of basically recouping it later, that there will be support for my vision of service over the next 10 years. I just feel like everything is going to be okay. I cannot do this alone. That's another lesson that I learned on this illness journey. I was a lone wolf before. I was a one-man band. Certainly there were others around me, but basically I was doing everything myself. And now not only I can't do that, I don't want to do that. I want to take this journey in communion and community. So I'm inviting you to join me on this great adventure, this journey. So there will be other opportunities I'll present down the line, but that's enough for now. Thank you so much for listening, for following along all these 16 years, and let's do this.